Today we are going to explore the fascinating story of the Philippine five-piso coin from 2014, a coin that may appear ordinary to many, but in reality, it carries a legacy, a cultural identity, and a journey of history that reflects the Philippines' struggles, victories, and national pride. By the end of this video, you will see why this coin is not just a piece of metal in your hand, but a chapter in Philippine history. The five-piso coin from 2014 belongs to the new generation currency coin series introduced by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP). This series was launched to modernize the country's currency, provide better security features, and promote national heritage through the portraits and symbols engraved on each denomination. The five-piso in particular quickly stood out because of its design, material, and the story behind the figure it commemorates. Unlike earlier issues that bore familiar heroes like Rizal or Bonifacio, the 2014 five-piso coin featured Andres Bonifacio, the father of the Philippine Revolution. This was a bold step because for decades, most coins honored Jose Rizal. By featuring Bonifacio, the BSP wanted to remind Filipinos of his role in igniting the flames of independence through the Katipunan. His stern figure on the coin represents courage, determination, and the voice of ordinary Filipinos fighting for freedom. The obverse of the coin shows Bonifacio dressed in a barong Tagalog while holding a bolo and the Katipunan flag. This imagery is powerful. It is not just a portrait, but a symbol of defiance against colonizers. It conveys bravery in the face of overwhelming odds, something that resonates deeply with the nation's identity. The reverse side of the coin carries the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, symbolizing authority, legitimacy, and the power of the nation's central bank in shaping the economy. The balance between history on one side and modern governance on the other gives the coin a dual character, past and present fused together. Made of nickel-plated steel, the 2014 five-piso coin was designed to be durable, resistant to corrosion, and suitable for everyday circulation. Its metallic shine and weight gave it a sense of value that stood apart from smaller denominations. For many Filipinos, this coin became a common companion in jeepney rides, sari-sari store purchases, and everyday trade. Yet beyond commerce, the coin gained significance for collectors because of its bold redesign and the shift to honoring Bonifacio. The 20145 piso is considered a transitional piece in modern Philippine coinage. It bridged the old generations of coins and the newer series that followed. Collectors around the world find interest in the 2014 five-piso because it was part of a relatively short-lived series. Later versions of the five-piso, particularly the ones released after 2017, changed size, shape, and design. This means the 2014 issue captures a specific moment in the coinage timeline that will never return. Presence on the coin was also a statement of equality. For decades, Rizal's intellectual legacy dominated Philippine currency, but Bonifacio's portrayal balanced the narrative, highlighting that revolutions are not only won with ideas, but also with the courage to act. This was a reminder to Filipinos that both thinkers and fighters built the nation. The coin's circulation also coincided with the period when the Philippines' economy was growing, with reforms in banking and finance. Holding the 2014 five-piso coin was not just about history, it was also tied to a modernizing economy that was steadily finding its place. In Asia, collectors note that while millions of these coins were minted, their condition plays a huge role in value. Circulated coins may still only be worth face value, but uncirculated or mint condition coins hold greater worth, especially as time passes and fewer pristine pieces survive. Another fascinating aspect is how this coin stirred public sentiment. Some Filipinos initially criticized the new design, saying it was too drastic a departure from the familiar Rizal coin. However, over time, it became widely accepted and even celebrated, with many praising the inclusion of Bonifacio. The 2014 five-piso also inspired renewed interest in teaching younger generations about the Katipunan and the Revolution. Teachers used the coin as a tool to engage students in history, showing them how everyday currency carries lessons about the past. Its practical usage also tells us stories about ordinary life. For jeepney drivers, vendors, and students, the five-piso was a reliable coin. It symbolized value in its simplest form, bridging both economic transactions and historical education in a small, round piece of metal. Today, collectors see the 2014 five-piso as a coin that represents transition, courage, and cultural pride. It is a reminder that coins are not just economic tools, but also storytellers of a nation's identity, Some online platforms and numismatic groups already highlight its collectible potential. While not yet extremely rare, its future value is expected to rise, especially as pristine examples become harder to find. Interestingly, this coin also helped spark debates about coin sizes and shapes in the Philippines. Later redesigns, including polygonal versions, showed how the 2014 coin was a step in the evolving conversation about usability and identity in coinage. The coin also cemented the reputation of Bonifacio in modern memory. His presence in everyday wallets meant his story reached millions daily, far beyond textbooks. That alone made the 2014 five-piso culturally priceless. Over time, these coins may become heirlooms. Imagine passing down a 2014 five-piso to the next generation not as money, but as a story about courage, transition, and national pride. Collectors often remark that coins, like this one, show how nations preserve history without words. A glance at the design tells a story that volumes of history books might require pages to explain. Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. Today we will dive deep into the history of one of the most fascinating modern Philippine coins, the ten-piso 2005. This coin is more than just a piece of money. It carries the pride, history, and evolving story of the Philippines. Its design, symbolism, and usage reflect not only the country's economy but also its heritage and national identity. So, let's embark on this journey into the world of the Philippine ten-piso coin of 2005. The ten-piso coin was first introduced in 2000 to replace the ten-piso banknote that was prone to faster wear and tear due to daily circulation. By the time the 2005 issue was released, it had already become a symbol of modernization in Philippine currency. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP) designed the coin with a bimetallic structure, consisting of two metals fused into one, representing both durability and prestige. The outer ring of the coin is made of copper nickel, while the inner core is aluminum bronze. This combination not only makes it durable but also gives it a distinct appearance, making it easily recognizable from other coins in circulation. Its design was carefully crafted to reflect the nation's pride in its leaders and history. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the portraits of Apolinario, Mabini, and Andres Bonifacio, two of the greatest heroes of Philippine history. Mabini, known as the brains of the revolution, symbolized wisdom and the guiding principles of independence. Andres Bonifacio, often called the father of the Philippine Revolution, embodied courage and the fighting spirit of Filipinos. Their presence together on the coin is a reminder of unity, bravery, and intellect in the quest for freedom. The reverse side of the coin features the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, along with the year of minting, 2005. This official seal symbolizes the country's monetary authority and its role in guiding the economy. The coin's bimetallic form and official seal together highlight both stability and progress. One of the amazing aspects of the 2005 ten-piso coin is how it became a common part of everyday life in the Philippines. It was used in jeepney fares, public markets, and countless transactions across the nation. For many Filipinos, this coin was more than currency. It was a daily companion, passing through countless hands, and stories taught the coin's durability made it especially useful in a tropical country like the Philippines, where humidity and frequent use often wear down paper money quickly. The decision to transition to coins instead of notes for the ten-piso denomination proved to be a practical and cost-effective move for the BSP. Collectors value the 2005 ten-piso coin not only for its design but also for its historical placement. It is part of the new design series, a significant set of Philippine coins that marked a new era in the country's numismatic history. Its heroes and features make it stand out among other denominations. Interestingly, the pairing of Mabini and Bonifacio on a single coin was deliberate. It symbolized the balance of intellect and action, wisdom and bravery, two essential forces that fueled the Philippine Revolution against Spanish rule. This combination gives the coin deeper symbolic meaning beyond its face value. The 2005 ten-piso coin also represents an era when the Philippines was modernizing rapidly, both economically and socially. It became a token of transition, moving from the older generations of money toward more contemporary, practical, and secure designs. In the eyes of collectors, certain ten-piso 2005 coins that remain in uncirculated or mint condition hold special value. They are seen as relics of a turning point in Philippine currency history, especially since later years introduced further design changes under the new generation currency program. The presence of this coin in circulation has sparked nostalgia among many Filipinos as newer coins have replaced it in more recent years. For older generations, holding a 205, 10-piso coin is like holding a piece of memory, a coin that reminds them of simpler times and national pride. Beyond its use as money, the coin reflects the Philippines' deep respect for its heroes. By immortalizing Mabini and Bonifacio on the coin, the BSP ensured that every Filipino carried a reminder of sacrifice and patriotism in their pocket. The 2005 10-piso coin is also an interesting study in numismatics for how it blends artistry and functionality. The bimetallic design, the engravings, and the careful choice of heroes reflect the craftsmanship and thought behind its creation. This coin also carried educational value for students and young Filipinos. Learning about the faces on the 10-piso coin provided a small but powerful lesson in history. Every coin told a story of revolution, leadership, and the Filipino struggle for independence. In rural and urban communities alike, the 2005 10-piso coin was a vital unit of exchange. It played an essential role in the daily economy, proving the importance of coins in the monetary system. Another fascinating aspect is its durability over time. Even after years of use, many 205, 10-piso coins still maintain their designs clearly, making them valuable for collectors and ordinary citizens alike. In auctions and collector markets, the 205, 10-piso coin can fetch higher prices when preserved in pristine condition. Its value lies not only in its scarcity in mint state but also in its symbolic design. It is also worth noting that some 2005 issues carry minor minting errors, such as misaligned centers or variations in metal shades. The Engraving Lipunan and BL coin series, which was issued under the presidency of Ferdinand A. Marcos. This series was launched in the mid-1970s as part of a wider reform of the Philippine currency system, following the shift from the earlier Filipino series that began in the 1960s. The introduction of the BL coins reflected not just economic changes but also political influence, as Marcos sought to imprint his regime's legacy on Philippine money. The ten-centimo denomination itself has deep roots in Philippine numismatics dating back to the American colonial era, when the centavo system was first adopted to align the Philippine currency with the US dollar. By the 1980s, the coin had become one of the smallest in face value, but it retained its place as an important fractional unit of the Philippine peso. 198-10. Sentimo features the portrait of Francisco Baltasar. Francisco Balagt is the great Filipino poet and literary genius of the 19th century. Known as the Prince of Tagalog poets, Balagtas symbolized the richness of Filipino language and culture. His works, especially Florandi at Laura, were essential in shaping Filipino identity, particularly during times of foreign influence and colonization. Placing his portrait on the coin underscored the value of culture and heritage. During a period of political change, around his portrait appears the inscription Republica ng Pilipinas, affirming national pride, and the coin's date, 1982, sits at the bottom, marking the year of mintage. The reverse side of the coin displays the national coat of arms of the Philippines, featuring the eagle, lion, and stars. Surrounding it is the inscription, Engraving Lipunan, which was a slogan of Marcos' New Society movement, aimed at projecting the idea of reform, discipline, and modernization. Below the shield is the denomination, ten-centimo, clearly stating its value. 1980 to 10-centimo was struck in aluminum, which made it lightweight, inexpensive to produce, and resistant to corrosion. Its small size and lightness, however, meant it was often overlooked in everyday transactions, even during the time of its circulation. Despite its low monetary value, the coin had symbolic importance, reflecting how every unit of the peso contributed to the Philippine economy. The coin measured 17 millimeters in diameter and was one of the smallest circulating coins of its time. Because of its size, many Filipinos informally called it barya and often dismissed it as insignificant, but for small purchases in rural markets, it still played a role in daily trade. 1982 was significant in Philippine history, as it was a period of growing economic challenges. The country was experiencing rising foreign debt and inflation. Small denominations, like the 10-centimo, began to lose their purchasing power, but the government continued to mint them to maintain the structure of the peso system. In practical terms, the coin's value. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Coins World. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating story of the Philippine one-piso coin from 2010, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but behind it lies an incredible history, symbolism, and significance in the everyday life of Filipinos. The year 2010 was an important period for the Philippines. It marked the last phase of the BSP coin series, which had been circulating since 1995. The one-piso 2010 coin belongs to this series, and it represented both continuity and transition in the nation's monetary system. The obverse of the coin features the image of José Rizal, the Philippines' national hero. Rizal is remembered for his writings, particularly Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, which inspired Filipinos to fight for freedom from Spanish colonial rule. His portrait on the coin reminds every Filipino of the sacrifices made for independence. Surrounding Rizal's portrait are the words, Republica ng Pilipinas and the year 2010, anchoring the coin's national identity. The design was deliberately kept simple, emphasizing both heritage and recognition. On the reverse side, the coin carries the official seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP. This seal features 3 stars and a sun, along with a stylized eagle, symbolizing strength, resilience, and the forward vision of the country's financial system. The BSP coin series, where this one-piso belongs, was introduced in 1995 to replace the previous Flora and Fauna series. The redesign highlighted national heroes instead of plants and animals, reinforcing human contribution to Philippine nationhood. By 2010, the one-piso coin had become the most widely used denomination in the country. It was present in markets, jeepney fairs, sari-sari stores, and almost every Filipino household. For many, the one-piso coin symbolized daily survival and exchange. The coin is made of nickel-plated steel, giving it a silver appearance. This choice of material was practical and cost-efficient, ensuring durability, while allowing mass production to meet the needs of the growing population. Measuring 24 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5.35 grams, the 2010 one-piso coin was small enough for everyday use but large enough to avoid being easily lost. Its size also made it distinct from smaller denominations like the 25-centimo. A closer look at its design shows the emphasis on clarity. The portrait of Rizal is sharply detailed, making it instantly recognizable. This ensured that even ordinary citizens with minimal education could identify the coin easily. In terms of circulation, the 2101 piso was among the last of its design before the new generation currency. NGC series was introduced in 2017. This makes it historically important, as it represents the end of an era in Philippine coinage. The widespread use of the coin also led to issues. Counterfeiting became a major concern, as the one-piso was often targeted due to its high circulation and relatively simple design. This pushed the BSP to consider new, more secure designs for the future. Beyond its function, the one-piso 2010 holds symbolic weight. By carrying Rizal's portrait, it reinforced a sense of nationalism and cultural pride. Every Filipino, rich or poor, had Rizal's face in their pocket. Rizal's placement on the coin was no coincidence. Among all national heroes, he is seen as the intellectual force of the revolution. The government wanted his image to be tied to the everyday struggles and achievements of the people. The 2010 coin was minted at a time when the Philippines was undergoing political change. In that same year, Benigno Noynoy Aquino III became president, ushering in new reforms and promises of transparency. The coin thus existed during a time of renewed national hope. From an economic perspective, inflation in 2010 meant that the one-piso could not buy much compared to earlier decades. Still, it remained vital for exact fares, tolls, and small transactions. Even in its modest value, it was indispensable. For children, the one-piso 2010 often became a starting point in savings. Piggy banks across the country were filled with these coins, teaching financial discipline at an early age. For vendors and commuters, the sound of the one-piso coin clinking was part of daily life. It represented movement, trade, and the circulation of wealth no matter how small. Some collectors view the 2010 issue as special, because it is one of the final years before the BSP transitioned into new security features and updated aesthetics. In the numismatic world, this gives it a transitional value. Unlike earlier piso coins from the 1970s, which bore the image of Ferdinand Marcos, the 2010 issue highlighted a broader national hero not tied to political figures. This neutral design gave it a timeless appeal. The coin also carried international relevance. Many Filipinos working abroad sent remittances home, often exchanged into coins like the one-piso, fueling the economy. Thus, it was indirectly linked to overseas workers, the modern heroes of the Philippines. From a design perspective, the BSP faced a challenge: how to make the coin both secure and practical. While the 2010 coin was simple, its very simplicity contributed to ease of counterfeiting, which the later NGC series sought to address. Collectors today often seek uncirculated 20101 piso coins for their collections. While still common in circulation, high-grade examples are increasingly valued, especially as years pass and coins naturally wear down. Interestingly, some Filipinos keep these coins not just as money but as sentimental tokens. A 2010 piso might remind someone of childhood, school allowances, or family trips in jeepneys. Its emotional value sometimes outweighs its monetary worth. The 2010 piso also became part of charitable efforts. Many fundraising campaigns encouraged people to donate coins, often starting with the humble one piso. This shows how. 2014. The Philippines had not updated its coin designs for several years. Older coins, including those from the BSP coin series, 1983 to 2017, were beginning to show signs of wear and were prone to counterfeiting. The BSP aimed to introduce a new series that would feature enhanced security features, national symbols, indigenous flora, durable materials. The 2014 25-centimo coin was released as part of the first wave of the NGC coin series. The new coins had simpler and more modern design. The year marked 2014, a clean and minimalistic layout. Juan Luna (1857 to 1899) was a Filipino painter and revolutionary. His masterpiece Spoliarium became a symbol of resistance and pride, and he was deeply involved in the Philippine struggle for independence. The reverse side of the coin shows an image of the Catmandillania philippinensis flower, a native plant of the Philippines. The denomination 25-centimo, the official logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The catman tree produces large, attractive flowers and is a symbol of biodiversity and native pride in the archipelago. The change from brass to nickel-plated steel reflects BSP's goal to reduce production costs while maintaining coin integrity. While worth only 0.25 php, the 25-centimo coin is essential for exact transactions, especially in public transport, market exchanges, vending machines. Despite its low value, it remains in daily use, particularly among coin-operated services. Each coin in the NGC series is symbolic. For the 25-centimo, Juan Luna represents nationalism and criticized the similar appearance of lower denomination coins 1, 5, 10 due to uniform color and size. However, collectors and nationalists appreciated the modern feel and patriotic elements traded among numismatists interested in the full NGC series. The NGC series continued with future updates and remains the current circulating coinage in the Philippines. The 2014 25-centimo coin stands as a milestone of modernization and cultural celebration in Philippine currency history. The 2014 Philippine 25-centimo coin is far more than just loose change. It represents a conscious shift by the Philippines to honor its heroes, preserve its environment, and protect its economy with modern design and security. Through Juan Luna and the Catman flower, the coin embodies both the nation's storied past and its hope for a resilient future. The 25-centimo denomination has existed in various forms since the early 1900s during American colonial rule. However, its modern journey began in the 1970s, as during the Filipino and Angie Badong, Lipunan Abacoinage eras, and continued through Filipino Series 1967-1974, featuring Filipino heroes like Juan Luna in brass or bronze alloys. Able Series 1975 to 1983, reinforcing Marcos regime with updated inscriptions. BSP Series 1995-017, showcasing the BSP seal. These were mass-produced and widely circulated. The 2014 version reintroduces Juan Luna, who also appeared on older coinage, bridging historical continuity with modern aesthetics. Juan Luna is not only famous for his paintings but also for his active role in the propaganda movement. Alongside Jose Rizal and Marcelo H. del Pilar, he was a passionate advocate for reform under Spanish colonial rule and used his art to express nationalist sentiments. By placing him on the 25-centimo coin, the BSP highlighted the role of intellectuals and artists in shaping Philippine identity, an uncommon but powerful choice for such a low denomination and rarely highlighted in public symbols. Its inclusion on the coin promotes ecological awareness, supports efforts to highlight indigenous plant species, emphasizes the beauty of local biodiversity. Catman is also a medicinal plant, traditionally used to treat coughs and stomach problems, tying the coin to the country's indigenous knowledge and healing practices. The 25-centimo coin, while small in monetary value, plays a critical role in low-value transactions, especially in public jeepney fares, traditional wet markets, palanquis, rural areas, where change is often scarce. Its consistent circulation keeps the microeconomy functioning, especially among low-income Filipinos. The 2014 coins were minted by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas Security Plant Complex, located in Quezon City. BSP emphasized high-quality minting processes, uniform weights and sizes to meet modern vending and sorting machine standards. The use of minimalist aesthetic of the 25-centimo coin follows a global design trend, cleaner lines and fewer elements, easy-to-read text for all ages, avoiding clutter that could lead to counterfeiting. This approach mirrors international coin designs in countries like Canada, Australia, and European nations. 2014, inflation had significantly reduced the real purchasing power of coins, like the 25-centimo. Still, BSP kept them in circulation to maintain correct change availability, preserve economic accuracy in pricing, avoid rounding errors in small transactions. However, some businesses started refusing 25-centimo coins, creating debates around legal tender laws and coin acceptance. The BSP and DEEP used the 2014 coin series in financial literacy. The 50-cent